Welcome, and thank you for expressing your interest in the Health Career Access Program here at Fraser Health Authority. This video will further explain what the program is about, as well as the requirements that need to be met in order for your application to be considered. The structure of this presentation will first discuss what the program is. After, we will then discuss what the requirements are that will need to be met in order for your application to be further considered. So you may be wondering what the program is about. So what is HCAP? HCAP is a program that the Ministry of Health has put together so that an applicant can become a registered healthcare assistant or community health worker. The benefit of taking this program is that the Ministry of Health funds the program. This means that tuition and course material are covered, and you do receive wages throughout the program. So when attaining your education and when completing your work experience. The program is offered at a post-secondary institution, which is already set up with the health authority. The structure of the program. So how the program is structured is if you are successfully hired into the program, you will then be hired as a temporary full-time, so 37.5 hours a week, in a healthcare support worker line, so doing non-clinical duties. The temporary line is for approximately 12 to 18 months, and during that time, you will be alternating between work and education components. So this means that during the 12 to 18 months, you will be going to work as a healthcare support worker for a period of time, and then alternating to completing your education for a period of time. And you will be alternating back and forth every few weeks. The program does require you to work weekends and weekdays, mornings and evenings. This is a requirement that needs to be met for availability. So what happens after the program is completed? So once you have successfully completed your program, meaning that you have completed your education and passed, you are then required to obtain registration with the BC CARED and Community Health Worker Registry. You need this registration in order to work as a healthcare assistant or community health worker. The next part of the program is the Return of Service Agreement. So the Return of Service is a requirement that requires you to continue to work for Fraser Health, but now as a healthcare assistant or community health worker. So what you just went to school for. And you're going to work in the same designated geographic area where you did your working experience. And you're required to work on that unit for at least 12 months. Important to note that if failure to commit to the 12-month return of service, you do have to pay back tuition and wages received when completing your education. The return of service can be in any capacity of employment you can obtain on the unit. For example, regular, temporary, or casual. The requirements. In order for your application to be considered for the program, then there are requirements that need to be met. The post-secondary institutions has its own English language proficiency requirements. So one requirement can be if you have completed high school here in Canada and attained a C in English 10, that can be considered. If high school was completed internationally, then an English equivalency exam can be accepted. For instance, IELTS, CLBPT, TOEFL, or CAL. This exam would need to be completed before your application could be considered for the program. To find out what scores you'll need to achieve for the English equivalency exams, please connect with the representative in talent acquisition to discuss what scores need to be achieved. The additional requirements that will also need to be received are confirming that you've received your vaccination from COVID-19. We need to receive your transcript verification. You will need to apply to Fraser Health Careers HCAP postings. We need to attain a reference, and a driver's license or access of a vehicle will need to be confirmed. This will only be for the community health workers. Once all these have been received, there is an interview that will be initiated with the manager. So you may be wondering, what is the difference between a healthcare support worker versus a healthcare assistant or community health worker? Well, the healthcare support worker is a position that was created just for this program. So this position as a healthcare support worker is what you'd be hired into when attaining your education and completing your work experience. Once you have completed your education and you have your registration, you will then be working as a healthcare assistant or community health worker. So the healthcare assistant and community health worker is what you just went to school to achieve to become. This role is what you'll be working as when completing the return of service period. Concluding, this is a great opportunity to start a career in healthcare and to also provide the best in care. If you can commit to the program of 2.5 years and you are seeking for a career change or a career opportunity, then apply today on our Fraser Health Careers website to get the conversation started.